Hello students, my name is Kunal. Today I am uploading my first video related to basic understanding of song, that is strength of material. This subject is very important for diploma, degree and all competitive exams for mechanical students. Now talking about the preparation for any competitive exam, the main focus should be on concepts. So I am here to teach and help you to get all concepts in simple manner. Mechanical engineering has four domains. Number one, design, thermal, production and allied subjects. Strength of material comes under design domain. In design domain, you have to design a product. To get final product, you have to study subjects sequentially as engineering mechanics, strength of material, theory of machine, design of machine elements, dynamics of machinery, mechanical system design. If you understand the sequence and concept, it will be easy for you to get maximum marks. In this video, you can get the basic assumptions and fundamentals of song. So, in general, the meaning of strength is good quality that somebody has. Now, for example, suppose your good quality is communication. So, communication is your strength. So, in that way, we have to see what is the strength of the material. Now, material have to sustain loads, right? So, what amount of load that material can sustain without failure, that will be good quality of that material. So, that will be the strength of that material. So in technical language, it is ability to resist external force against failure is called as strength. Before designing the product, if designer knows the strength of that material, then it will be easy to select material accordingly. Strength is material property. It will change material to material. Second important point is stiffness. Stiffness gives the stability to material. Now it is the ability to resist any deformation or deflection in the body. While designing any product, you require both strength and stiffness. Primary design factor is strength and secondary design factor is stiffness. Then we will see the assumptions in strength of material. While solving any SOM problem, you have to consider some assumptions. There are 5 assumptions in SOM. First assumption is material is solid and continuous. So there will be no breaking, no cracking and no voids are allowed in material. Second assumption is material is homogeneous and isotropic. Now homogeneous means homo means same, geneous means origin. So having same origin, that is homogeneous. Now figure will clear this. 4 points are there in the material. The properties are same in one direction. So this material is homogeneous material. So at any point in the material, in one particular direction, properties are same. That is called as homogeneous. Then isotropic. Iso means same, tropic means directional properties. So having same directional properties, that is isotropic. Now see, these 2 points are there. On these 2 points, the properties are same in all directions. Properties are same in all directions. At any point in properties, at any point, properties are same in all directions, then it is called isotropic. So second assumption is material material is homogeneous and isotropic. So it will be combination of homogeneous and isotropic. The examples are iron, copper, aluminum, pure gold. Then third assumption is self weight is ignored. If material weight is not given, consider it as negligible. That is self weight is ignored. Fourth assumption is superposition principle is valid. Now it is valid only when deformations are small compared to dimensions of body and valid for linear elastic members. So these are the validity points for this superposition principle. First is valid for linear elastic member. Second is deflection should be small. So summation, now what the superposition principle states, summation of all the forces on right hand side, this is on in first diagram, one load, second diagram, second load, third load, and last UDL. So all this summation can be taken as taken in a one diagram that is on left hand side. So that is possible in strength of material. Superposition principle is valid. This is our fourth assumption. Fifth assumption is Saint-Venant's principle is valid. Now see what this Saint-Venant principle states. Sudden change in any parameter may lead to stress concentration. Now consider this bar. There is sudden change in cross section of this bar. So there will be stress concentration at the corner. So due to the stress concentration, crack may take place. So material may fail. So this is not the correct practice to select the material. So what is the correct practice to select the materials? So in second figure it is shown the correct practice. So cross section, there should not be any sudden change in parameter. So here the cross section changes gradually. So this is the correct practice. One more example. Now suppose a load, impact load is acting on the system. Right. So due to that impact load, our system may get fail. So to avoid that, we must have some material. Through that material, the load can transmit to our system. So this is the correct method. So these are the five assumptions in SOM which are very important while solving problems. Now we have to focus on fundamentals of SOM. The first thing is stress. Let's understand this by taking an example. Consider a body. Consider a body. This is one body. The load P is applied on the body. External load P is applied on the body. Due to this applied load, internal forces are produced. That internal forces are R, resistance forces. Right? The magnitude of this P and this R will be same, but the direction will be opposite. Right. Now what is stress? Internal resistance force per unit area is called stress. Now which is internal resistance force? R. What is area on which the load is applied? That is A. So sigma, stress is denoted by sigma. So sigma is equal to internal resistance force R upon cross section area A. So R upon A. We know the magnitude of P and magnitude of R will be same. So sigma will be P upon A also. So the unit of stress is Newton per meter square. Newton for load and meter square for area. Then direct stresses. So types of stresses. Various types of stresses are there in SOM. So direct stresses, indirect stresses. Direct stresses are classified as normal stresses and tangential stresses. Now what is normal stress? Stress that acts perpendicular to the cross section area is called normal stress. Now see, in this figure, first tension, the forces are perpendicular to the cross section area. Forces are perpendicular to the cross section area. So it is normal stress. Now what is tensile stress? These normal stress are classified into tensile stress and compressive stress. So what is this tensile stress? When a body is subjected to two equal and opposite pulls, then stress induces tensile stress. Right. Now what is the result of this tensile stress? The length will increase and decrease in cross section area. So example of this tensile stress is nothing but tie. Then compressive stress. When a body is subjected to two equal and opposite push, this is push type force, this is pull type force. So when a body is subjected to two equal and opposite push, then stress induces compressive stress. Now what is the result here? The length will reduce and cross section area will increase. So this is nothing but tensile stress, this is nothing but compressive stress. So these are normal stresses. So in general, what is normal stress? When the force applied is perpendicular to the cross section area. Right. Then tangential stress. Tangential stress is when a body is subjected to forces acting tangential to resistance area section. Then stress induced is called shear stress. What is the meaning of this? The force will be along the surface, right? It will be tangential to the surface. So that is tangential stress. Shear stress is there. shear stress induced. Shear stress is denoted by tau. So these are the direct stresses. First normal stress, tangential stress. Then these are indirect stresses, and these indirect stresses are dangerous stresses. First is bending stress, second is torsional stress. That one important note about stress, that in any material there will be only two types of stresses possible, right? So first is normal stress, which is perpendicular to the surface, and second is shear stress, which is tangential to the surface. Now see, we have taken one block. Shear stress is what? Tangential to the surface, so this is shear stress, tau. Normal stress is perpendicular to the surface, so this is sigma, that is normal stress. Now resultant stress will be under root sigma square plus tau square. Now this angle between normal stress and resultant stress is called as obliquity angle. The range of this obliquity angle is 0 to 90, and that is given by tan inverse of tau by sigma. So from this note it is clear that there will be only two types of stresses possible in the material. First is normal stress, second is shear stress. Then second fundamental of SOM is strain. Now when any load is applied to a body, then it will either elongate or compress. That is, there will be change in dimension. So what is strain? Strain is ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. So strain does not have any unit. Strain is unitless. Now strain can be classified into three: normal strain, shear strain, volumetric strain. Normal strain we have already seen, change in any dimension upon original dimension. Then shear strain is due to shear force, distortion in shape. The shape will get changed without change in volume. So that is shear strain. It is change between any two mutually perpendicular plane. So this is represented by phi. That phi will be theta 1 plus theta 2. This phi is in radian. Radian has no value at all. So therefore this shear strain also is dimensionless. The third stress is volumetric strain. Now this volumetric strain is also called as dilation, and this volumetric strain is due to normal stress, normal force. This volumetric strain is due to normal force. In that, what happened? The direction and volume, dimensions and volume are will get changed without change in shape. So that is due to normal force, volumetric strain. It is volumetric change upon original volume. So that is about strain. Then we'll see what is the relation between strain and stress. Now when we apply external load, when external load applies on any member, it causes deformation. This deformation will this deformation will cause strain, right? Now when there is a deformation, you know there will be resisting force which causes stress. So strain is independent parameter and stress depends on strain. So that is the relation between stress and strain. Then properties of material. Now some properties we require, that is ductility of a material, malleability of a material, which are the brittle material, which are the plastic materials. So ductility, it is related to application of tension. Ductility is related to application of. Now duct means thin wire. So we are making a thin wires. Examples are soft metals are ductile. Gold, copper, aluminium, iron. These are ductile. Usually ductile materials are strong in tension. Ductile materials are weak in shear, and ductile materials are moderate in compression. So therefore ductile material will always fail in shear. Second is malleability. Material can be made into sheets. So it is related to compression. In malleability, material can be made into sheets. So it is related to compression. Examples, all ductile materials are malleable materials. So this is about malleability. Then brittle material, it fails suddenly. So sudden failure is there in brittle material. Examples are cast iron, glass, stone, concrete. These brittle materials are strong in compression and weak in tension. Therefore, brittle material always fails in tension because they are weak in tension. After that, plastic materials. Now, material undergoes permanent deformation at constant load or stress is called plastic material. So, it will not regain its original shape after removing the load. So, that is plastic material. Examples are clay, gels, waxes like paraffins. So, these are the some properties of material: first, ductility, malleability, brittle material, and plastic materials. In the next video lecture, we'll talk about the important topic, that is stress strain curve. So stress strain curve for various materials we will see, and after that we'll see the elastic constants. So stay connected. Thank you.